Hey guys, it's pretty likely that most people are probably going to ignore this video, and as soon as they catch on to what it's about, are probably just going to click on something else and go off somewhere else. But if just a couple of people stop and think about this, then it's been a worthwhile video. And it's the fact, or the habit, or the trend that has over the last few years has grown, and particularly on the internet, of calling people gay as an insult, right? Which, you know, first of all, I think if you want to insult somebody, then calling them something that's going to insult them is, you know, obviously the way to go. Asshole, dickhead, wanker, tosser, poo-poo head, whatever, you know, is a fair thing to do. But here's what I want to suggest that we think about is that when you're calling someone gay, gay is not an insult. And I've heard it argued that, oh, you know, in modern English, gay has become an insult and it's a different meaning to homosexual and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's pretty obvious from the comments that you can see, particularly on the internet, people calling people gay. You're a gay, you're a homo, oh you're homo, you're gay, homo. It's quite obvious that they're calling the person a homosexual as an insult, you know. Which, again, if you want to insult somebody, calling them an insulting word, wanker, tosser, dickhead, fuckwit, whatever you want to call them, is, you know, is your thing. If that's the way of communicating, that's fair enough. But when we call someone a homosexual or gay or homo or something as an insult, not only are we insulting that person that we're aiming it at, but we're insulting the gay people, right? Which, I don't know, I think to a lot of people, first of all, you're insulting not all gay people, by the way. I've got some gay friends who don't give a shit about people calling other people gay. They don't care, you know. But there's a lot of gay people that don't like it, and fair enough. And there's a lot of straight people who don't like it either. I don't like it. I just find it ignorant. You know, if I see a comment on one of my videos where someone attacks someone else and calls them gay, someone calls someone else a wanker or stupid or something, I think, oh, that's pretty harsh. But if someone calls someone else gay, I think the person who says that, it just looks really ignorant. And there's a number of reasons why. One is that calling someone else a homosexual as an insult shows that your attitude towards homosexuality is emotional, right? And we've talked about this on another video. I made a video once called Gay Who Cares. It was quite a while ago. But it's been pretty well accepted by psychologists that people who get emotional about about people being gay, about other people being gay, people who get emotional about someone else being gay, it's often because they have latent homosexual tendencies themselves. So just to put that another way, if you call somebody gay, or if you're showing that you have negative feelings about homosexual people, that not always the case, but often is the case, that, and psychologists would agree with this, that psychologists would then try to find out what your real sexuality is, because there's a good chance if you're all emotional about homosexuality, that there's a chance that you've got some hidden homosexual feelings of your own. Which means that to a lot of us, when we see somebody calling someone else gay in the comment section on the internet, or, you know, in real life, there's a lot of us that see that and first of all think the person's ignorant for having that what's that word? Having that what's the word for that? Prejudice. Sorry, that took a while, didn't it? That was slow. But yeah, first thing we see that person, we think that they're ignorant, to have that sort of prejudice about gay people. And the second thing we think is, what's his issue? Why is he so emotional about other people being gay? Because if you're a straight person, you're not gay, then you don't care about other people being gay. I don't care. If my gay friends want to have sex with each other, I don't care. Why do I care? I don't want to watch. No thanks. I don't want to watch, and I don't want to be involved. But if they want to go and have sex with each other, why do I care? You know, and usually the people who care. I mean, some people are religious fanatics, and they say it's, you know, they have their own other reasons. But there's a good percent of people that get really emotional about it. That it's because, you know, there's a part of them that is denying that in themselves. So the point is, let's find another insult. Let's call someone an asshole or a wanker or a dickhead or something, if you really have to be insulting to someone else, let's call them an insult that doesn't offend other people as well. You know, if you call someone a dickhead, that's going to offend the person you're aiming the insult at. Bang. But you know, if you use a word like gay, you're going to get a whole heap of other people insulted as well and pissed off with you as well. And you know, if I watch two people on my one of my channels arguing with each other and calling each other names, I tend to think it balances each other out. If one person is attacking other people, I might delete them and block them. But if two people are arguing with each other and calling each other names, I think, oh well, there is, you know, they're attacking each other. It balances out. But if one person starts calling another person gay or homo or something, it's just like I lose any respect for that person just because they're doing it. So for those of you who want to argue this is just a trend, this is just a fashion, it has a different meaning. When I use that word and I don't mean homosexual. Well, yeah, that's fine, but other people don't know what your thinking is behind using that word. So even though you don't think you're using the word for that reason, other people do. So, you know, gay is not an insult. And in actual fact, guys, I use it. If someone calls me gay on one of my channels, I might delete it and block them, or I might just say, yes, I am. I've done that before, because that takes the bite out of it. And I'd recommend you guys do the same. If you're comfortable with your own sexuality and that, you know, you're comfortable to do that, just do it, because that takes the teeth out of it. You're gay. Yes, I am. Or am I? On one of my videos, someone said, you're gay, and I said, am I? Oh, I didn't realise. I'd best get myself a boyfriend then. You know, because it just, you know, to people who are comfortable about themselves, it's not an insult, but it's offensive. It's one of those words. It's like those other words that we're not supposed to use because it offends some people, right? So, you know, again, there's probably only a couple of people who go, oh yeah, actually he's got a good point, I better stop doing that, that's not real cool. To those couple of people, that's who I made the video for. And while we're on this, let's extend this over to retard. You know, that is just, I remember when I was a kid, about 100 years ago, when I was a kid at primary school, elementary school, we used to call people spastics as an insult, which was just terrible. And then somewhere along the line, fortunately, somebody taught us that it was the wrong thing to do, and we stopped doing it. But that was the fashion back then. It was, you know, you're a spastic, you're a spastic. Oh, what a spastic, you know. And then somewhere along the line, we've stopped doing it, which was good. Terrible, terrible. But now it's retard, you know. And again, you know, that person you're trying to insult, you're a retard, you know. But just imagine if you yourself had some sort of physical or mental retardation and you heard this constant insult. It's terrible. And again, it's prejudice and it's offensive, you know. And there's people who do have different physical and mental retardations that would find it offensive. And there'd also be people whose family members, you have a family member who's got some sort of retardation or some sort of mental or physical disability that would find it offensive. And there's other people like me who, I don't have any major retardations and nobody in my family does, but I still find it offensive. It's just the way, I think it's the way we see the people who use that word. You know, if someone on the internet's being rude to someone else and that person says, hey mate, you're a rude wanker, I think we just go, well, he deserved that. He had that coming to him. You know, he was being a rude wanker. Yes, that's true. And I think insulting people like that is like, oh, well, it's sort of excusable. But I think things, calling people gay or calling people a retard or you're retarded, other people see that insult and some of us think a lot less of you for it. And I lose all respect. If I see someone, it sounds sort of childish to me. It does sort of sound childish. It sounds very juvenile or unintelligent. It shows a lack of intelligence or a lack of intellectual something, I think. And I think a lot of other people would feel the same. So if you don't want to look like a rude little boy or a rude little child, you know, I'd suggest trying to avoid using those words, you know. We shouldn't be insulting anybody, should we? But I think, yeah, let's give gay and retard, let's give them a miss as an insult. They're not good. So, anyway, just a little rant, and I hope at least a couple of people went, oh yeah, he's got a point, you know. use those other words instead. Call someone a dickhead, that's really only going to offend the person you're addressing it to. Dickhead, wanker, cocksucker. It's enough. More videos coming soon.